What is up, Transformer fans and geeks? Zagatron here with another figure review. And today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. And normally in my reviews I start off with the packaging, but we are starting off today in the Coronation room because I purchased this guy at a discounted rate due to the package being a bit torn, and the package does look like it got into a war with my dog, so we're going straight into the figure here. So here is Coronation Starscream, and this guy is a repaint, a slight little remold of Earthrise Starscream. So let's take a closer look at Coronation Starscream right here. As we take a look at the details here, let's look at that head sculpt. Let's look at all the details here down the chest. Let's go all the way down to the legs. All the way to the back to that nose cone. And so, yeah, very nice looking figure. I never got a chance to review Earthrise Starscream due to the fact that I wasn't making videos at the time he came out. So this is my first chance. So also let's get into articulation now. His head is on a ball joint, and this one moves rather nicely on this ball joint here. As far as shoulder articulation, gotta move these flat back, and he does have a full 360 degrees on the shoulder. We do have some bicep rotation. We do have a 90-degree bend at the elbow. And as far as articulation in the hands, this is what this new mold has. This is the slight remold that does have articulated hands, which the Earthrise one doesn't. I'll bring him out here in just a second. And other than that, there's no wrist articulation. As far as the waist, there's no articulation there either. And we flip this up, and we do get kicks that far up. So as far as going all the way back, he's got this back flap here, so his legs only go that far up, but he does have 90-degree bends at the knee. He does have ankle tiltage. You could bring the feet down. He also has got this heel spur back here. You could also bring it down like that. And so that is it for articulation. So now for comparison, let's bring in the only real comparison that matters here, and that is Earthrise Starscream. And as you can see, this is the same figure. Let me bring this backdrop out of the way here so we can take a better look at these guys here. Let me move them a little bit forward, and then we'll go through some quick comparisons. So let's get the throne room out of the way here. Let's put them off to the side. And so let's take a better look at these guys right here. And right off the bat, there are different shades of red and blue and gray. And I believe the Coronation one has the gray kind of resembles G1 a bit. But that's about it with these guys. The Coronation one has a darker shade of silver on the face paint. The blues kind of pop a little bit more on this guy here. Let me bring the null rays are in the way. Let me get the null rays out of the way a bit so we could so I could show the comparison. The Decepticon symbols on the wings are bigger on the Coronation version. Obviously these are smaller. And the other biggest comparison here, he does, as I mentioned before, he does have the articulated hands that this guy does not have. But other than that, these guys are the same figure pretty much. So I guess if you missed out on this guy, this guy's not a bad purchase. I do like this mold. There's a few little things that I did not like in alt mode or airplane mode. That are a few shortcomings, but other than that, I do like the Seeker mold. I'm not disappointed in it. So if you missed out on this guy here, this guy, pick him up. So let's bring out the main course here. This is why this figure is a leader class, and the accessories. And he does come with this awesome looking throne. And let's bring it up closer so we can look at the details there. That nice Decepticon symbol there right in the middle. Very, very cool looking throne. And if you want to sit him on it, it's quite a bit of a chore, because he does have that back flap right there, so he doesn't quite sit on it really flush. You just kind of have to open this up and kind of sit him down like that. You gotta open up his legs a bit like that so he could be able to sit on it. I mean, you can sit him on there, but it's gonna have that weird. But yeah, you do have to open him up like that, and he does kind of sit on the throne like that. Kinda. It's just that back flap. Even if you move the wings out of the way, it's just tough to sit him down. So he does kind of sit down more or less, but I mean, you have to put him in some kind of like a weird pose. But we bought this guy not for the throne, for the awesome accessories. Does go. My joints are a bit stiff on this figure too. It's kind of hard to move, but so yeah. Let's stand them up here. Let's go through the coronation accessories that come with this guy. So let's flip this over, and everything stores on the throne rather nicely. So first off, he does have his coronation cape, and so it plugs in. He's got a port right there, so you just plug it in right there. You can install his null rays there. He has his crown. So pull out the null rays. Let's put them on him. That's a really really cool addition that they did, that everything stores away in the throne. I thought that was a nice touch. And let's bring out the crown. Very nicely done. Very nicely done crown, painted in gold with red. As you can see, this is blue plastic. And he does have his shoulder pads that store on the bottom of the chair. So let's pull them out. And so same thing, there's some ports back there, and it just plugs in like that. Let's just pull them out, and let's check out these shoulder pads. Very nice. I like the nice gold accents on them. Very cool. You got to see how the null ray hangs on the shoulder pads. And so very cool. All right, so now that we've gone through the accessories, let's crown King Starscream here. Let's put all his accessories on him and see if he is worthy of kingdom. So let's remove these null rays first, because we're gonna put on his shoulder pads. And so these shoulder pads, they plug in right there, as you can see. He's got a port right there. He's got the plug right there on the side. So you just kind of just slide him on there, and you just kind of push it in. Push in the shoulder pad, and that one is in. Now let's go to the next one. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Push it into the shoulder. Make sure it's nice and secure. And there we go. So now he's got his shoulder pads on. So now let's give him his crown. Let's crown him King Starscream. That looks rather cool. And now, last but not least, we're gonna put on his cape. You flip that nose cone here. It's got a port right there. And you just, let me move these wings up a bit. So it just plugs in right there on his back. And there we go. We've got the king right there. The king of the Decepticons for about, I don't know, for about a minute. He does look rather cool in all his king attire. And obviously we could do the same scene where you could just pull up his arm and who disrupts my coronation? So we do have that, and then this back, the cape also opens up a bit, is on a hinge, so we could also do that as well, and give him that wind blowing the cape, which is an awesome touch. So yeah, if you missed out on the Earthrise, this guy, I don't think it's a bad deal just for the accessories that he does come with. Not quite a leader class, but you know, you get a nice chunk of accessories here with this guy. All right, so that's it for accessories and the figure. So let's get into transformation. All right, now for transformation, first let's remove all the accessories. So let's start with the cape here. Let's unplug the cape from the back. Let's put that off to the side. Let's remove the crown from the king here. Let's remove the shoulder pads. All right, so now he's back to normal Starscream. And so we're gonna start here at the forearms. So same as Earthrise, I'm gonna flip the fist up. We're going to open up this whole section, and so this goes in like that, and everything should clip in. Let me move the fist out of the way and make sure everything is copacetic. And this should clip in like that. Let me fold the fist up. This is supposed to clip into his forearm, and it's giving me a hard time like it always does on camera. But this goes in this way. Let me see if everything is lined up properly. I believe this piece is not. There we go. And now, just like that. Now I got it in place. So fold that up. Same thing on the other side right here. We're gonna fold up this fist. We're gonna open this whole section up like that. This collapses back here. This folds up and over, the fist like that. And we have the arms all done. So now we're going to come here to this chest piece, and of course this clips in right there. We're going to stick our fingers in there. We're just gonna unclip and we're going to pull out. Like so. This is a bit tough. I don't want to chip the paint. So let's remove the nose cone is getting in my way. So now that opens up like that. Straighten out Starscream's head. We get this nose cone from the back and we get it over his head like so. Make sure it clips in like that. So now we're going to extend and we're going to rotate. And then we're gonna come around back here and all of this clips in right there. So now the arms, we're going to fold them in like that. Fold them in like that. And so this piece closes and it just clips right back on where it was. And make sure this arm is in properly. And give it a nice push. We'll make sure it's in. You gotta be very careful because these pieces, you don't wanna snap them. So there we go. That is in like that. So now we're gonna go down to the feet. And so we're going to get these feet and we're gonna give them a squeeze and we're gonna put them together like so. Same here. These little side wings, we're just gonna flip them up and they're going to tab right in there. And so that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll tab right in there. We're gonna open up these side wings like that. And so we're going to tab the legs together right there and right there. And give them a squeeze there. So now these two panels, we're gonna flip them up. Much like Combiner Wars, we're going to move the legs inwards like that. And this portion is going to tab right in there. And make sure you push everything together so that everything gets put in the right place. All right. So now we're gonna come around here. We're gonna flip this skirt up. I'm gonna close these panels like that. And so far, we're getting there. So now we're just gonna flip the wings down and then we're just going to tabulate them in. They have tabs on the side like that. Same thing on this side. Fold them down and make sure we tab them into the sides right there. And there is Studio Series Starscream in his awesome looking alt mode. And I do quite dig this this seeker mode. It's very cool. And one last thing, let's give him his null rays. So I have him on here. And obviously you could port these null rays. He's got ports all over right there, but they go right here. The proper way to put them in is underneath the wings. That's where you put the null rays. That's how it looks proper. And there we have an awesome looking alt mode. And obviously my issues with this is we have that hollow area right there. And they didn't put any landing gears. I mean, you still can display this guy on a base and you could display him like this, but you know, they could have added a landing gear, you know, found a way to cover this whole thing up. But I mean, it's not a deal breaker. It still looks great. Yeah, very, very nice. And of course, for comparison, here is the Earthrise Starscream. As you can see, it's pretty much the same, just different shades of gray. Bigger Decepticon symbols. This guy does have the red stripe on the side of that back wing, which is a nice touch, and this guy has nothing. So what we do get is we have these little panels painted in gunmetal gray, and this guy are just, you know, plain, which is, I would have rather had the stripe in the back rather than this. But hey, I guess we had to make some concessions, I guess, to make these guys a bit different or whatever. At the end of the day, still the same figure. So, but both great modes. I do like the Seeker mode. I do own Skywarp and Thundercracker, and they did a great job with this mode. I have no problems with it, even with a few little tiny, you know, nitpicks, you know, as far as that hole in the bottom there, no landing gear. I still quite dig the Seeker mode. I think this looks great. All right, there it is. So in conclusion, this is a great set. I'm a big fan of this Seeker mold, and I like all the accessories that this figure comes with. So if you missed out on Earthrise Starscream for an additional 20 bucks, this guy is well worth it. So that's it for this review. Please make sure to check out my other videos. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to comment. Make sure to share, and make sure to subscribe. So this is Zagatron signing out, and this is the Transformers Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream video review. Thank you for watching.